So 7 ways to increase the home size on the cheap or on the inexpensive. It's maybe a better way to say that. Number 1, take out walls. A lot of those homes built in the 50s, as long as it's not a bearing wall, or even if it is, you can kind of crutch it on both sides to give the feeling of a more open look. But a wall removal will give it a more of an open look and more of a grandiose feeling when you walk in. That will raise the value of it. And remember, all you're trying to do is change what your subject house is being compared to. Okay? It might even be worth going into some of the houses. Like, I keep going back to that neighborhood between 115 and 290. What I would do is go take tours of houses that are for sale at 240, 250, 260, and see what they have in them. Look at square footage, look at amenities, look at the backyard, look at the landscaping, and then you know what you have to do to your house to compare to those. Okay? A bay window. A bay window goes a long way. And it not only makes the house look bigger, but it's more of an aesthetic feeling from the outside. Remember, not only kitchens and baths drive emotion, but curb appeal. So as you're pulling up, and one of the things you notice exteriorly is that bay window, that's going to do something to start driving emotion. So I think it's a good investment there. Vaulted ceilings that we just talked about, but also a front porch. When I was out at Charles's place, and even a couple of the houses that we visited, I was envisioning kind of a front porch area. One of the things that I think that does is not only opens the house, but it expands the living area. Even though it's outside, it gives a feeling of a much larger living area, especially when you have nice days in the winter, like we have here. You make that amenable to the tenants. You might even want to put an electrical outlet somewhere out there so they can plug something in, charge their computer, sit out there with their iPad, that type of thing. Questions with that at all? Questioned out, I think. The basement, if it has one. If it has one. I know some of you are investing in areas where it does. If it does have a basement, you might want to consider making it useful. At the very least, a rec room or a utility room, or maybe washer and dryer. That's the other thing, washer and dryer, while I'm on that. If there's a way that you can, if you've got an upstairs and downstairs, if there's a way that you can put the washer and dryer upstairs where the bedrooms are, that's a hot thing in today's market. So if you're looking at like those houses in Tolson that had an upstairs with it, maybe there's a way that you can take one of the closets and convert it into a small laundry room. Okay, that's a very hot thing today. The attic. Now you might think, well, what am I going to really do with an attic? You're not going to really, do much. If it's a large attic, you could remodel it into a room. If it's a smaller attic, maybe you can make the second-story rooms have more of a vaulted ceiling or cathedral ceiling, or a first-floor house that has an attic, vaulted or cathedral ceilings. Another thing that you could do that might be very important out here is to look at the attic for ventilation. Put in an attic fan. Here in Arizona, as all the heat hits the house, that air in the attic is very hot. It'd be nice if you could put a timer on an attic fan to blow all that hot air out of the attic, and I think that would lower your utility costs. Okay, so you may want to look at the attic not from a rehabbing standpoint, but just on how can I make the house more efficient. Okay?
John,
yes?
You know what? Marco looked at our attic. He considered turning our attic, because the entrance into our attic is in the master suite, turning the attic into a closet at a walk, because it's really cool.
Right. Turning the attic into a closet. Did you do that?
I still don't have a closet door on my closet. So
Okay.
No, we don't have
waiting
that.
for Charles to be available.
You're waiting for Charles to be available. Right. Yeah, there's a lot of spaces. I took a house that I renovated. Actually, Heather has seen this house where I took the attic and I built it into a bedroom, and it had a small stairway up. I had to make the stairway a little bit larger, but I put it into a bedroom and I put skylights all the way down it. It was actually a nice room, added to the square footage of the house and really improved the value. So there is some opportunities to do that. And the garage. Now, the garage should be an area where, guys like Marco and maybe Ken, some guys that are good with tools. Is that true? They're good with tools? Yeah, okay. Charles, maybe. They need a little bit. And by the way, anybody walk in the garage at Charles's fourplex? Okay. Did you see he had a little workbench there? Okay. It'd be very on the inexpensive to take and build a little workbench with some pegboard and put it into a garage. It's not much, but still it's drawing emotion, probably from whoever it is in the family that works on stuff. Okay? So you might want to think about that. You could do that fairly inexpensively. Yes?
This last page, I missed that part, vaulted ceilings. What is that about?
Vaulted ceilings?
Yeah, do you mean in the bedroom you open up the ceiling to see the vaulted roof, or what do you mean?
When I say vaulted ceiling, like this would not be a vaulted ceiling.
Yeah.
But we might be able to take this drop ceiling down and you'll see that the rafters kind of go like this. We'll open this up and have more of a vaulted look right up to the ceiling. So we'll drywall that part of it, so it's wide open.
Then you don't have a layer of insulation against the heat.
Well, if that's the case, you're going to insulate the rafters above the drywall. Okay? All right. Everybody else clear with that? Vaulted ceilings? Okay.
Well, how about
Storage
storage units?
units. Put a vaulted ceiling in a storage unit?
For the mother-in-law.
You want to put the mother-in-law back in the storage unit?
Let's do it then.
Put a vaulted ceiling in a storage unit. I don't know how much that would give you. I know, Gilbert. I'm just giving you a hard time. What about putting storage units in the garage? Or making a place for storage?
On your porch. There's a storage unit on your porch.
There's a
When the mother-in-law comes over.
I don't know why. I like my mother-in-law. Why are you trying to put her in a storage unit? Anyway.
I don't know your mother-in-law.
She's very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I feel much better about my mother-in-law than Heather does about hers. I can assure you. That's not true either. I'm just
I was
kidding.
going to tell you to put a used mattress in there for your mother-in-law. That should have a stand-up.
Why a used mattress? Why can't we get her a new mattress? Gilbert, we'll talk at the break. I don't know.
I was going to say, but since your mother-in-law is so great, then you can just go buy her Posturepedic.
Okay. All right.
Issues.
Posturepedic. Stearns and Foster, my friend. Stearns and Foster. Okay.
A stand-up bed. Like, what is that? A Murphy bed?
Yeah,
A Murphy bed. Now there's an idea. That's a great idea. You might have a den. You guys know what a Murphy bed is, right? That folds up into the wall. I've seen some Murphy beds that look great. You walk into a room and you never even know that they're behind the wall. Some are built behind bookcases. Some are built, So that's a great idea. If that's where you were going with that, I like it, Gilbert.
Took him a while.
I really like it. Yeah, I had to work with you a little bit about that. Okay? I had to work with you a little bit about that. This is an area like this picture here. It's kind of dark, it's kind of dingy, but it just kind of looks, like an area that needs some brightness. It needs to be opened up a little bit. When I walk into rooms like that, that's what I'm noticing. Like the one kitchen with the blue sink. Where did the fridge go in that place? Where do you put? That's right. So something didn't feel right about that, right? So maybe there's a way that we can open that up. Maybe there's a way that there's a closet adjacent to that, and we can set the fridge in the closet with the door at the kitchen there. Something along those lines. That's what I'm looking at, okay? Enclose the carport and push the kitchen out. I like that as well.